Yes, that's right, brother. Thank you.
This one thing I know, if any man glory, let him glory in the Lord.
Amen, brother.
I'm going to give you a yearly update on CPR Missions quickly, and I want the Lord to get all the credit. I don't want to act like I'm taking any credit for it. If I come across that way, that's definitely not my intention. The Lord called me on the night of February the 5th to surrender to full-time ministry. Like the disciples, I dropped the nets and went straight away and turned in my notice at the Vulnerable Police Department. And then since February till now, my wife and I have been trying to construct this ministry, devoting our full-time hours to it. And it's a lot more than 40 hours worth of a work week. But some of the things that we've been into this year, I thought the church as a whole would like to know, since this is would be our sending church. We've got a lot of supporters that come out of this church. I think that it's owed them an update. So this year, we've had 2 deputation trips. My wife and I bought us an RV. The ministry hasn't. We've done that. And then in October, we were able to go to Indiana. The Lord let us see 10 souls get saved as we went soul winning in public places. We visited 4 churches there to present the book and the video library that we do to them as a curriculum. Some of them have picked us up for support. And then in November, we went to Florida on a trip. We were able to visit 5 churches. Down in Pahokee, in Jay's neck of the woods, Pastor Jay, we were able to lead 32 people to the Lord. It is a mission field down there. Most people were very, very interested in hearing about the gospel. I'm talking people that just walking into McDonald's. They would stand and hear, and a lot of them were very receptive. It's dry down there. And that makes me wonder how many other places, even in our own country, is that dry. So there's a need. There's definitely a need I'm finding. The video interviews that I make along the way are used as a teaching aid. I edit them in iMovie and I push them out on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. The way the algorithm works is as you get a little bit of views and a little bit of shares, then it'll push it to that many more people. So it takes time. Right before Christmas, one of my videos that I'd made in May just took off. We're now at 150,000 views, and they're good quality views. People are being ministered to by the guy who was in the video, because he was a homeless guy saying, I'm only out here because it's sin. It's not God's fault. And he gave a good gospel presentation. So that medium has ministered to a lot of people. Only the Lord knows what's going to come out of that. But that's just one out of many of the videos. Let's see, we've got 5 churches that's picked the book up that use it as a Sunday school curriculum. One in Amarillo, one in Kenya, one in Nepal. We got one in Sweetwater, and one other one that's kind of new in the works. I got a phone call from a pastor in Amarillo that come across the videos that has invited us down to speak at the mission conference in April, that want us to stay a month to do some teaching, some workshops, and take the people out to the communities and do some real soul winning. So we're going to see where that goes. That's a tremendous door that was opened. The people that are using this curriculum has reported to me that they're actually going out to the malls and parks and public places, and they are seeing fruit from their labor. Let's see here. I don't want to leave anything out. Our trips to Knoxville are still consistent. We go every other week with Dale. As the support increases for CPR Missions, we up the amount of backpacks given out. As this year, we're able to give out 335 backpacks. These are for people that have a need, that may not be able to get into the shelter due to behavioral issues, drug use, mental illness, but it still has things in it that they'll need, along with the Bible and some literature. So when people support us, if people make a profession, they get a Bible. That's not often seen in the videos. We give them a Bible and some other literature of kind of a what now kind of thing. Let's see here. The unfortunate part about our ministry is it's not something that's tangible. You can't see the results. I can't even see the results because it's a spiritual nature. The Lord knows. So when we go out and we try to garner support from people, it's not something that you can see. It's not photos of kids that are gone hungry. It's not items being put in people's hands. So it's more difficult in that area, but I do know the Lord knows that, and He's taken care of us so far. So I still don't worry about support. The Lord is still taking care of it. If He puts it on your heart to support in any way, whether it just be coming to the streets with us, If it's financial, we've got people that make little goodie bags for the people on the street that are unnamed. The Lord knows. But that's a big deal to him. So any way you want to support, I'm not saying this because I'm biased, but this is a God-called ministry that where fruit is being had. And if you want in on this, this is one to jump in on. I'll tell you one last thing, and I want to name names. When you lead someone to the Lord, and then that's one thing, but when you see them begin to learn and grow, that's a whole different animal. The man that led me to the Lord, I have an affinity toward him that most people most people don't understand. I know and he knows because he didn't have to take the time to tell me. Okay, so when the person that led you to the Lord, I'm sure you feel the same way. But when you get to see people grow whom you've led to the Lord, that's something else. And Paul talks about that being begotten by the gospel. He's their father in the faith kind of thing. And if I've went out and witnessed to thousands and thousands of people, I don't know how many, but if I did, and one of them responds and begins to learn and grow, the Lord can get a lot of work out of one person. Samuel, I'm so proud of, not to lift him up. The Lord has to get all the credit and the glory because he's the one that changes hearts. But because of his willingness to be obedient and planted in church and bring his kids, one of his kids was led to the Lord in his car on the way home. I believe he led a lady to the Lord at the laundromat the other night. He's been talking to his neighbors. As a result of that, he's invited Waddy to church. Waddy's been faithful. His daughter prayed to be saved last Sunday or Sunday before last. So I'm seeing this fruit that's beginning to branch out like a spider web or a family tree. And that is a true joy to me. And I just thank the Lord for it. And I can't express what that feels like. But if you want in on some of that joy, be encouraged to go and make it happen. And in time, when you sow and you water, the Lord gives you that increase. You too can have that. Lastly, when I give you a number, it don't mean anything. Because I'm not a 1, 2, 3, did you repeat this prayer after me, you're saved kind of guy. But if they tell me they get saved, I take them at their word and I jot their name down. 404 professions of salvation in the year 2023. Some more, some less maybe, but at a minimal, how many more than that were seeds planted and watered? And the Lord has let us do that. So on the back table back there, there's the last newsletter for the year. Pick one up. There should be enough for everybody. And that'll give you a little bit more information. If you're online, I don't recommend it if you're not, because it's like a vortex. It just sucks people in. But if you are, go ahead and link up to all of our channels on there, and you'll kind of see what we're doing with the videos. When I go out daily and witness to people, that's going fishing with a fishing pole. But when I put the videos out there, that's casting the net. If you want to see that, go on there and check it out. I know many of you are not on the internet, so maybe one day in the future I'll try to show you one of these videos that we're doing so you can see. So if you have any questions, just pull me aside. I'll be happy to answer any way I can. Thank you.